Yo, what's up, everybody? John from Hot Sauce Final Boss with you here this week. Not really an unboxing, but we are going to talk about the BabyHawk, which I did get this week. I know there's a lot of videos out there about this already, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm kind of going to give you some thoughts on the tweaks I've done, how I'm running it, and what I think about it. So here it is, the EMAX BabyHawk, which pretty affordable at this point, or if you catch it with a coupon, you can get it a pretty good price, or I think Banggood has it bind and fly right now with 2 batteries for $125, or if you want to add your own receiver, you can probably get it for under $100. So number one thing is the price is really fair. Number two is it's made out of white polycarbonate, not carbon fiber like some of the faster micros that are out there right now. And BabyHawk is not fast. I'll just come right out and say it. It's not the fastest micro you can buy by a long shot. That segment is moving really, really fast right now. That being said, this is a really solid little quad. And for somebody who's maybe more of a beginner in FPV like I am, or looking to get something that's going to be durable and kind of versatile, good outside, you can kind of fly it inside, especially if you leave the prop guard on. This is a good choice, and I'm going to tell you why. So number one is the durability is excellent. The prop guard, it works. The polycarbonate frame, while carbon is probably better, it works. The camera holder or camera tower does a good job of protecting the camera. The dipole antenna, the way it comes out of the top of the camera tower, you're probably not going to break it. It's you can bang it up a little bit and you'll be okay. And for somebody who's flying in their backyard a lot of the time like I am, or in smaller spaces, and they don't have a ton of room, this is going to work really, really well. And it's really easy to fly. So that being said, it's not perfect by any means. Number one is it's on the slower side. And I think a lot of that has to do with the weight more than anything else. I know I can take the prop guard off and lose probably 9 or 10 grams, but I thought about doing that a few times. Just so you know, to take the prop guard off, you need to remove the motor screws, and EMAX did include a spare set of shorter motor screws that you can put in there. Kind of the catch is, if you want to take the prop guard off, is you're going to need a 1.3 or 1.4, depending on who you talk to. I've heard both fit. I have a 1.3, not a standard size hex driver. So you got to get one of these if you want to take the prop guards off. I kind of like having them on. Again, at first when I got the BabyHawk, because I had mostly been flying the AR Fun 95 Pro, which is a rocket compared to the BabyHawk, I was a little bit disappointed in the power and the performance. And I was almost immediately going to take the prop guards off. And then, I realized this thing is really durable with them on, so it's a trade-off you make. And when I want to fly something that I can kind of bang around and not worry so much, this is definitely where it's at. Really, really durable. Some of the changes I did make, changed out the JST battery connector for an XT30, and that's mostly because I've already committed to XT30 as my kind of micro brushless connector, and that's what most of my batteries already have on them. What battery? I've tried a selection of different batteries with the BabyHawk, and what battery kind of works best. I've found that higher C rating 2S batteries don't really make the C rating. The discharge rate isn't really what's making a big difference as much as the weight is. So definitely, if you're looking for the most performance out of the BabyHawk, I would say go with the lightest 2S battery you can find, as long as the discharge rate is 30C or more, 35C. When I used some of these supposedly 80C rated 2S batteries or 70C Tattoo, I don't find there's a ton of extra power. I feel the little bit of additional weight more versus some of the smaller batteries. So I would say try to find yourself a decent C rating, lightweight 2S battery, and you should be good to go. There's a difference of about 10 grams, 9 or 10 grams between the lightest 2S battery I run and the heaviest one, and I do notice that weight difference, and it seems to be having a bigger effect on the quad than having the extra discharge rate. I am running Gemfan 2035 bullnose props instead of the stock 3-blade BabyHawk props. I like these 2035 props a lot. I feel that it flies a little bit better and a little quieter and a little bit smoother on the Gemfans. And the only downside is EMAX is using a very strange, or not strange, but a unique kind of proprietary 4-bolt pattern on the top of these motors, so you won't be able to screw down a standard 2-inch prop, unfortunately. But the Gemfans fit really, really tight, and especially since they use the prop guards, I think they're going to be fine. I've flown about 15 or 20 flights with them so far, and they're on there. They're not really coming off. I'm not really too worried about it. When I got mine, I got the plug-and-play model, so there was no receiver, so I am running a FR or FreeSky XM Plus in there. And I've seen people kind of get the antennas to stick out the top with a tie wrap, and I wanted it to be out of the way, so I kind of stuffed it up under the inside of the frame here. And it works really good. I'll show you some videos. The range has been excellent with the FreeSky XM Plus, and you do have a switchable 25 milliwatt, 200 milliwatt camera. So, you know, if you're at a small park, if you switch the camera to 200 and you've got the XM Plus in there, which barely fits in there, but it gets in there pretty nice. You're going to have really good range of this thing, and the range set up this way, for me anyway, has been above expectations, really good. So I'm happy with that setup there. I did remove the stock foam. The flight controller, the Femto F3 in here is soft mounted. There's no screws that hold it in. They just have a piece of double-sided foam, basically sticky foam, holding it in from the factory, and it's way too soft, and it's also a little bit lower than I wanted it to be. I wanted to get the frame up, or the flight controller up away from the frame a little bit to, you know, help alleviate with vibrations. The plastic frame does vibrate a lot, that's for sure. You can hear it. So I got some 3M VHB and put a couple layers of that under there, and that seems to work really well. USB port is pretty easy to get at. Micro USB port on the back, so you can get into beta flight. Flies pretty good on the stock PIDs. I did upgrade to Betaflight 3.17, as well as changed from one-shot 125, which is how it comes from the factory, to multi-shot. And I know you can go to D-shot if you want to get really fancy as well, but for me that's too much trouble, so I'm probably just going to run with it on multi-shot. It seems to fly pretty good that way. It's really solid. It's really fun, is the bottom line. There's something about it that makes it really, really fun. Parts and frames and replacement prop guards, since they're just made of polycarbonate plastic, are going to be cheap. So I would definitely, you know, I'd still recommend it. If you're looking for more of a rocket, I'd recommend doing something like a Eachine Lizard or AR Fun 95 Pro, or a custom build kind of along that line. But if you're looking for something a little bit more manageable and really solid and still fun, maybe you're a little bit newer, maybe you're more likely to crash and or break something, or, you know, maybe you want to fly indoors or in a smaller space, then the BabyHawk is definitely a great choice. So I got some flight footage for you guys. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned.